Hello, YouTube. The big one appears like it's here. It looks like we are on track to go dramatically higher or to start a curl if this is the true move. There are some warnings today, notably from Fed officials, and today we're going to try to decipher exactly what this means and where we could go from here. I was looking for roughly 420 close on Friday. We can note that we're closing here at 419.43. I don't know what to make of this. We definitely got inside the gap zone here, and I'm not sure whether or not this is too much because the volume right here is telling us that it's a little bit muted, or if these bulls are just getting enthusiastic and trying to squeeze the bears out. So looking here to a data point from today, we note that Jackson Hole is kicking off, and we heard a lot from Fed officials. The ones I want to focus on are going to be Harker and James Bullard. Why? Because these are the hawks. And when they talk, I think it's really important for us to understand that what we're largely noticing is that we're seeing the doves come towards the middle and the hawks come towards the middle, which means that whatever Jerome says tomorrow, I think is going to strike a balance between both sides. So if we look to what Harker said, who is generally a hawk, he's told us that I want to see next inflation reading before deciding on September. What does that mean? It means he's data dependent. That would be interpreted as dovish if Jerome Powell said that. And I think it's part of the reason why we squeezed so high today. That was really what kicked us off at about 8 o'clock this morning. It really drove the market up. I think this is actually at 10 a.m. Eastern. Harker, 50 would still be a substantial move. That's interesting too. Why? 50 is still a lot in the context of history, but it's less than the 75 we were looking at yesterday. Looking here as well, Fed Harker, I'd like to see us get to above 3.4 and then perhaps sit for a while. That's what we talked about yesterday too. We talked about going up and then flatlining. So going up and then flatlining. That is the big question. And there's actually a chart that I don't have quite up here, but we know that the Fed fund futures rate right now shows that we're going to be increasing into 2022 or the end of the year and then decreasing after that. So what Harker is saying here is that actually don't move so fast. Maybe we're going to pause. And what does this mean? It means that Goldman Sachs appears like they're right. This is what we talked about yesterday. So all the way up here, and we end the year in 2022 at roughly 3.25 to 3.4%. Where does that 3.4% come from? Well, it's almost the difference between 3.25 and 3.5. So this looks like Hawker is right there in team. We need to just do what is already baked in. And then we got James Bullard. After rates get above 3.75 to 4, not quite sure what's next. What does that mean? There is room for interpretation, and that's really notable. What's also really notable is that I shared this on Twitter, and I put it on the community post, and I thank you so much for the people who engaged. We note here that I was looking for my psychology chart, line chart, to close the week out at 420 so that we can continue or max out to go higher before ultimately failing into next year. So we're not going to focus on the bear side for now. We're just going to focus on the bull side. So if we have a look here at our line chart, all it means is that all this cares about, because it's a weekly closing price, is the closing price on Friday. If we look here at a line chart, it kind of looks like we have a cup and handle forming, and it looks like all systems are go. What I don't love about today, though, is that there's not a lot of volume, and it looks like I don't know that it is consensus that we're going to be seeing a dovish tone from Jerome tomorrow. What I don't love is that we saw muted volume on a huge upswing. So we note that we gapped to yesterday's high. We opened here today at 415.24. We note our last two daily tops are 415.42 and 415.11. All that means is that we pretty much gapped up to the highs of the day from the last 2 days. We slightly back tested and then we punched it. And this punch was really impressive because they really went for it today. There was a lot of indecision in the morning, meaning that where are we here? Here we go, from today. So, right, there's the 50-minute candle, which was a gap and flush. And then there's the rip. There's the dip, and there's the rip. That volume into the close is truly incredible. That is a big volume close. In the last 5 minutes, I believe we traded 5 million shares. That's 1 million shares per minute. That is a lot. What's also really notable is the level that we got to on the E-mini futures. So the reason why I want to point that out is because let me go here to a chart that's a little bit more relevant. Because we blew through 4,200. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's right. Today we made it to 42.0275. So I'm not sure if this is a stop loss hunt for the bears or if this is just price discovery before we have the true move tomorrow. what I would have personally much preferred to have conviction in this move for tomorrow, I kind of think this is a little bit too much for where we're at. If it would have closed at roughly 416 to 417, I would feel a lot more confident going into tomorrow, which is part of the reason why I put on a small hedge just for tomorrow. What I'm meaning is that I'm putting on short-term insurance because I don't like how much we move without the volume. Once we got inside the gap zone, we pretty much went straight to 420. So as we look towards tomorrow, what I want to have a look at here is going to be the options chain, because this generally provides clues, not guarantees, but clues. And we saw a lot of risk assets actually catch a really nice bid today. So we got 417 down here to 414, all smoked, every single one of them. Over here on the call side, these pretty much all got minted. We note that we had the 415 to 420 call spread, and that's why I was looking for that 420 target as well. We have open interest of roughly 30,000 in both, and this is gushing in volume. Hundreds of thousands at every strike. That is huge. The problem is that there's not a lot of continuation beyond just Fridays. So we're not seeing a lot of continuation further. And one more thing I want to point out here, just because I think that this might actually provide a little bit of insight, is looking here to our Algo Platform, which I've been showing lately. We look here at week to date, and we note that we have been going, our put call ratio here is roughly 1.26, which means that 56% of flow has been bearish, 44% has been bullish. However, if we now change those to just looking at today, what it shows us is that it's notably ticking bullish, right? Whoa, 70%, 30%. That's right. These bulls showed up, and that could explain part of the move that we're going higher. There's a lot of call activity, which is squeezing the charts up. So who was right, the bulls or the bears? And if you're a part of our group, I would really encourage you to click on the stocks tab, because, oh my goodness, are there alerts today? There are hundreds, that's right, hundreds of high time frame alerts, which tell us that if we're going to be getting a move, that could be the big one. Where we put a Nike swoosh and go dramatically higher. As high as where? 450. Not tomorrow, not next week, but maybe over the course of the next couple of weeks and next couple of months. What I want to look at next is going to be QQQ. And the reason why we want to look at QQQ is because it reclaimed a key area today of 318.52. That 318.52 area comes from our relative low going back to February and March. This is the corresponding level for SPY at 410.64. So the fact that it also opened up right around the what day is it today? Thursday? The Tuesday, Wednesday high, back tested slightly and then rocked it up. Oh, wow. We know that Tesla had a stock split today. Ron Barron was talking about how the stock's going to go 300 to 500% higher in the next 5 to 10 years. And it looks like it did provide some fuel to these bulls. Why? We note that we get pretty much everything. Oh, actually, Tesla closed red. Okay, I didn't actually notice that. NVIDIA gap down pumped up on earnings, and it looks like there is some broad-based risk appetite. So not to belabor the charts here, what I want to do next is to, what chart am I looking at here? This one here. All right, so now we're going to go to weekly charts because, again, I've already mentioned where I thought we were going to close in terms of the psychology chart. Now, what we want to look at is what do these weekly charts look like, because we all know the most important price is going to be 4 o'clock on Friday. And with PCE, not CPI. So PCE comes out at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be definitely a clue. And then Jerome is either going to be the Punisher or he's going to be the Angel. Is he a friend or a foe? Drop me a comment and let me know what you think. And again, looking back here to SPY, we note that we got that 410.64 area held. We touched down roughly 80 cents to form that higher level. So this still looks like an inverse head and shoulders. So there's still a gap on the chart. We got 421.21 and we got a high of 419.56, roughly $2 gap here. So I'll be paying very close attention to this going into Friday. And I think that the big one's going to come. But what I really want to see is volume really come in to confirm the move. Volume in the last 5 minutes is nice. We need to see weekly volume that is increasing, not decreasing. Otherwise, at some point, resistance will be found, or this is going to be a bear field rally. And like I've mentioned for the last couple of days, I'm really not sure where we're going to go. So I'm on team let's react instead of team predict. And when we look here to QQQ, it looks very similar. We have our falling wedge, we broke out, but the volume is my primary concern right now. So I think that tomorrow we're going to get some fireworks, and whether it's the bulls or the bears, which are going to be crying dragon tears, I'm not entirely sure. But as a reminder, we do a Friday stream every single Friday for the final hour. So if you want to tune in with us and see whether or not we're going to hold that psychology chart, whether we're going to go up or down, you can tune into our Friday stream, which is scheduled here on the channel for 3 o'clock Eastern or 1 p.m. 12 noon Pacific, 1 Mountain Time. I'm just sorry, I'm getting a little bit messed up here because of the time. So for the final hour, come and tune in with us. Otherwise, I encourage you to watch the video that will queue up here in a moment. Otherwise, I wish you all the best of luck. And please remember, we should try to be on team react, not team predict. With that said, I wish you all the best of luck into the end of the week, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you.